Hey, what's up guys? Chipmunk Cheeks here, back again with another video. Today is the day after getting my wisdom teeth out. I feel kind of like crap, honestly. My cheeks are really swollen, or at least they feel really swollen. I don't know, I feel like they are. They look kind of swollen. I'm wearing my glasses today because it's just kind of one of those days. I didn't really sleep very much last night. But right now what I'm doing is I am door dashing. So if you don't know what DoorDash is, it's basically an online food delivery service. So it's basically where you order food online from any store you want, and I, being the nice guy I am, go pick it up and deliver it to you. Just kidding, it's not that nice of me, I get paid to do it. So this is kind of my job, and I like it because I could do like flexible hours and stuff. Basically just a little DoorDash ad right here. But anyways, yeah, so my cheeks are hurting and I don't feel great, and it's just kind of one of those days where I'm just tired and everything kind of hurts. So basically I've been on these pain pills and those are fine, but I had to take this mouthwash today and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to taste in my entire life. Like, it was so gross and I had to swish it around for 30 seconds and it was terrible. It tasted so bad and I couldn't like rinse it out with anything because it's supposed to like get all the bacteria out of like the crap in my wisdom teeth. And it was absolutely awful. Like, I hated it. By the way, I don't really know what I think about this whole glasses in public look. It's kind of just like, you guys saw me at my absolute worst yesterday and my absolute grossest. So I figured like, it can't really get much worse than this. Might as well just like top it off with some glasses today, because I've already embarrassed myself enough. Like, it doesn't matter at this point, I guess. So the first question I got was from Isabella, and she asked, what's your favorite camera and editing software? So my favorite camera is the Sony a7 III. That's what I have in my hand right now. So that's what you're seeing all these videos from. It's all from my Sony a7 III. So that's my favorite camera, I guess, just because I use it and it works great and I love it. The a7R III would be cool to have, but it's just more expensive, and I don't print my photos enough to need the 42 megapixel or whatever it comes with extra, but I am very happy with the Sony a7 III, how it works. It's pretty light, pretty small, and I like how it works. And just while I'm at it, my favorite lens is the 16-35 f4 Zeiss lens. That's what I also currently have on. Yes, the G Master would be cool, but that's another $1,000 that I don't have to spend on a lens. But the 2.8 G Master would be nice, but f4 has been working pretty well for me. So my favorite editing software, I use Adobe Lightroom when I'm editing all my photos, and then I'll occasionally throw it into Photoshop if I need to, or if there's something I need to do that requires Photoshop, I'll use Photoshop, but I don't use it that much. I have a little trick or life hack that I use with Photoshop sometimes, is I distort the image down and like shrink it if I can't fit everything I want in the Instagram crop, so I'll like distort it and pinch it down in Photoshop. That's what I use Photoshop most for, but it is definitely something I want to get to know better. But for right now, I just use Lightroom to edit photos. And then for video, all these vlogs and everything, I use Premiere Pro to edit. And a lot of people would say Premiere Pro is much more complicated, it's much more difficult, especially if I'm just doing like simpler edits, I guess, because these are pretty simple edits on the vlogs. But I like it, that's what I've been using for a while now. It's a little bit more of a professional editing software rather than like Final Cut or iMovie, definitely. But that's just what I've been using, that's what I found easiest, and that's what fits my like workflow best, and that's just what works best for me. So that is what I use camera-wise and editing-wise to get the photos you see and to get the videos and these videos that you see. So the next question I got was from someone, O.E. Marism or something. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your tag or whatever, but he asked what my first photo on Instagram was. So my first photo is this one right here. I'll put it on screen. And every single day before school, I used to walk out and like see like the green grass and the sun rising in my car that I'm in right now. and I just thought, oh wow, this is really pretty. And I'm always had wanted to like do something on Instagram and post on Instagram and like gain a following and like influence on Instagram, and because I used to do that on Vine, so I built like a pretty large football account page on Vine back in the day when Vine was still a thing, and I really enjoyed that, and that's just something I'm passionate about in building social media accounts and building brands. I wanted to do something a little bit more personal, a little bit more unique to me. So I eventually posted that photo, and I'm turning my account into like a photography page. You can either like it or you can unfollow. And a pretty good amount of people liked it, and I just kept posting stuff, and that's kind of where it's led me here today. So that is my first photo on Instagram, and that's kind of the story behind it. So the next question was asked by Victor, and Victor asked what my first camera was. So my first camera was a Canon 70D. So, well, technically my first camera was my iPhone. That's what I started taking photos on when I first started posting on Instagram and like sharing my stuff. It was all iPhone. But shortly after that, I spent every single last penny in my bank account to buy a Canon 70D. It was like $986, and I only had like $986, so I went completely broke after that, but it was well worth it. I took photos with that camera for maybe about a year, and then it was actually stolen from me, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But it was eventually stolen from me, and I figured it was about time to upgrade anyways, so I upgraded to the Sony a7 III now. But I love the Canon 70D. I thought it was great. I just wanted to move on to bigger and better things because I was getting pretty serious about it, and I wanted a full frame camera, and I just wanted a little bit more of a professional camera. So I got my stuff stolen just at the right time, I guess, where I was able to get a new camera. And that's when I upgraded to the Sony a7 III, which is what I currently have now. So AJ asked, what do you think of a Rebel T6 as a first entry-level camera? I think it's a great choice. Anytime anyone asks me for recommendations for cameras to get, or like beginner cameras to get, I always recommend the Canon Rebel series, just because it's so cheap and it's just really good to start with and practice like manual exposure and like knowing aperture and ISO and shutter speed and all that stuff. It's really helpful to practice on a cheaper camera, and the Rebel series, the T6, all that stuff is really good cameras, and they work really well for beginners, and I would recommend it to anyone who is a beginner. And I think Canon's a great place to start because they have cheap lenses, they have cheap gear, they have very simple gear. Well, they have very simple gear in their like lower end stuff, and I think it's a high performance for a cheap price, especially for someone just looking to get into photography, so I highly recommend them. So Javier asked, am I going to college? The answer, kinda. So I'm not going to like a traditional 4-year school and getting my degree in psychology or math or whatever. I'm going to a film school in Los Angeles called the New York Film Academy. Film school in Los Angeles, but it's called New York Film Academy, and it's 3 years and year round, and I'm staying in an apartment, and it's kind of just like a couple buildings. It's like the whole campus, and yeah, but I'll be out in LA, so I'm super excited to get out to LA and just get grinding out in LA. It'll be awesome. Isabella also asked, how many languages can I speak? One, English, and that's kind of it. I took Spanish for like 8 years, but all I know is like hola and donde está el baño and como te llamas and mi nombre Cameron. Basically all I need to know for Spanish is you just add an O onto the end of the English word, and that's Spanish. But I only know one language, and it's just English. Zoe, hi Zoe. She asked me if I regret anything in high school, and I was thinking about this, and I've been thinking about it for probably like 5 or 10 minutes now, and I can't think of really anything that I regret not doing in high school. You're so boring, dude. You got nothing going on, man.
You have nothing to say.
There's really nothing I got, which I guess is a good thing. Like, I feel like I did everything that I wanted to do, and there's really nothing that I can think of that would be like a big regret I have not doing in high school. Sorry, but that's my answer. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick little video. My face is really starting to hurt from talking so much. I feel like my cheeks are getting worse, maybe. I don't know. I feel like a chipmunk. My face hurts. I'm still going with the DoorDash thing for just a little bit longer. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Let me know if you want to see more Q&As or if you'd rather just have me answered on my Instagram. If you don't know what my Instagram is, it's at itscamcasey, so definitely go check that out. And let me know what you think of the glasses, I guess. Do I wear them more? Or definitely do not wear them. Normally I usually get all ready and I shower and contacts in and everything, but today I was just like, you know what? It's fine. You've already seen me at my absolute worst, so might as well just continue the trend here, I guess. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, anyways, see you guys. Bye.